Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron and welcome back today to another live stream. It is Friday. I hope you all are doing really well. It is absolutely boiling once again, both in Liverpool and over in Orlando as well, where the Everton first team currently are of course for the Florida Cup. First game on Sunday evening. Kickoff is around 11 p.m. I think UK time. Obviously the game between Inter Milan and Arsenal has been postponed because both teams have pulled out of the tournament, so Everton's game has been moved a little earlier, I believe, and we've had another fixture change regarding the Florida Cup, which we'll go over later on in today's live stream. But it is absolutely boiling. It's about 350 degrees. I've got an ice cold bottle of water next to me to make me way through during this live stream, and the biggest news we're supposed to talk about today is that Bernard has left Everton Football Club to join Sharjah FC in the United Arab Emirates, a deal that has been rumoured for the last sort of week or so. Even going back to the January transfer window, Bernard was linked with a move to the UAE, and obviously nothing came of that. We've known going into this transfer window that Bernard is one of our highest earners. You know, obviously he's got a year left on his contract. Whether or not he's got a future at the football club was always in question as well, and I think certainly given Everton's financial fair play situation, and you know the struggles that we've got in regards to being able to bring in players for big amounts of money and on big wages because of the financial restraints we're currently under. I feel like a player like Bernard was always one that was going to be up for sale and one that the club was going to try and move on, and I think this deal works for all parties involved. Really, it works for Everton. We get to move Bernard on and obviously take that £130,000 a week off of our wage bill. It works for Bernard. He gets to go over to the United Arab Emirates, play for Sharjah FC, probably absolutely teared it up there. He's technically a very good footballer, Bernard, and obviously it works for Sharjah as well. They're getting, like I said, a technically very good footballer and a player that should be more than good enough to be one of the top players in that league. So yeah, Bernard has finally left Everton. Strangely enough, Everton haven't actually announced that Bernard has left the football club yet. I'm not too sure why. I don't know whether this is because from Everton's point of view he hasn't officially left, but Sharjah did announce it officially on their Twitter page last night. They had Bernard holding the kit up. They even had a video of Bernard in what I can only assume is their stadium with the full kit on, with Bernard on the back, number 20. It's a red kit. He's walking out into the stadium. Bernard himself posted a message to Evertonians on his Instagram page last night, which we'll talk about in a moment, thanking Evertonians for all of the support throughout his career here, obviously being here 3 years at Everton. So I don't know why Everton haven't officially announced that he's left. I'm not too sure whether they just have gone completely missed this because they're over in Florida and they've got other things to focus on. But Bernard has officially left Everton. And look, initial feelings are sort of, there's a bit of, I suppose, you know, what could have been with Bernard. Certainly when he come in, I remember him coming in obviously in Marco Silva's first season. He was the tricky, quick, sort of technically gifted footballer that we sort of needed at Everton, certainly on the wing. It had been a long time since we'd had a player of Bernard's ilk play for Everton, i.e., you know, the technical ability that Bernard holds and the ability to just breeze past players like they're not even there. So it was a really exciting time. I remember when he was announced, and obviously it was announced we got him in on a free and he was going to be on high wages. I remember thinking this lad could genuinely be our little magician on the left or right hand side that, you know, wins us some games that, you know, we mightn't have looked like winning before he was on the pitch, or, you know, takes us to that next level. And for one reason or another, it just never really worked with Bernard, did it? It never really worked. For me personally, I think it was the physicality of the Premier League. I think there's no doubt in Bernard's ability as a footballer. I think he's a very good footballer. Technically, I think he's unbelievable. Probably still one of the best technical footballers at Everton, even recently before he left the football club. But it's just the physicality of the Premier League and the speed of the Premier League that I just think caught up with Bernard, and he couldn't really cope with. And when you've got a player who sort of, you know, is struggling to keep up with the physicality of the league, whether it be in terms of strength and physique, or whether it be pace and quickness of the football that's played, and that player, you know, isn't really getting in your team and he's on the bench and sometimes he's not even in the matchday squad and he's sitting there on £130,000 a week and he's your highest earning player, you sort of do have to look at moving that player on, certainly when he's coming towards the last year or so of his contract. So, you know, I'm disappointed that it never worked like we all wanted it to work for Bernard, because I think, like I said, technically he's a very good footballer, and I'm sure we'll see that, you know, when he goes over and plays for Sharjah. Because he'll be in a much easier league. But I just think the physicality of the Premier League just didn't suit him whatsoever. We saw glimpses of his ability as a footballer. I remember the game against was West Ham away from home, where he was absolutely unbelievable. I remember a goal he scored at Goodison Park again. Forgive me, the team who we were playing has completely slipped me mind, but he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I remember what was in front of the park end. I was sitting in the park end watching it. He was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He cut back inside. Everybody was scratching their head going, oh my God, why didn't you just shoot? He goes from one-on-one with the goalkeeper, cuts back inside, takes about 4 players on, gets back one-on-one and squeezes it past the goalkeeper. It was an absolutely brilliant goal. And I remember a goal he scored at Goodison again, I think it was against West Ham, where a ball come over to the box and he volleyed it in at the back post. Obviously he scored the winner in the FA Cup quarter-final, the FA Cup round of 16, was it, against Tottenham Hotspur at Goodison in that illustrious high-scoring game last season. So there's certainly been glimpses of Bernard's ability and of Bernard's quality during his time at Everton Football Club, but unfortunately just not enough of it, and just not on enough of a consistent basis for us to warrant the amount of money that we're paying him. And look, Rafael Benitez sat down in his press conference a couple of weeks ago, didn't he, when he was announced as Everton manager, and he said there's a lot of players at the football club that are on a very high wage that possibly aren't really warranting that high of a wage. And I think Bernard was probably one of the names that was at the top of his head when he was saying that sentence, and that's obviously being shown by the fact that Bernard has left the football club now. So look, we wish nothing but the best of luck to Bernard in his future. I think he's a top fella, never had an issue with him whatsoever, always seemed like a dead happy fella, dead happy to be in training, dead happy to be on the pitch, worked hard, even if it never worked for him sometimes. His work rate was always there. He battled, he never really sort of threw his toys out the pram, even though at times he maybe wasn't getting what he wanted. So I've got the utmost of respect for Bernard, and I hope as a footballer he goes over to Sharjah and absolutely lights it up in the United Arab Emirates, and I hope that he's absolutely brilliant there as well, because just because it didn't work out at Everton doesn't mean that we could go massively against him. I think he seems like a really genuinely nice fella, and let's be honest, technically he's a very good footballer as well. He just wasn't suited to the Premier League, and that's why I think signings like Andros Townsend, Damari Gray, etc., specifically Andros Townsend, that's why I think they're, a much cleverer, sort of a much more clever signing than some people originally are giving them credit for it, because, okay, Andros Townsend mightn't be, the biggest thing in the world, or he mightn't be the most exciting signing, or we mightn't be sitting here going, yeah, get the bevies out, we've signed Andros Townsend, we're going to win the league. But what he is he's a functional player who suits the Premier League, suits the physicality of the Premier League, the pace of the Premier League. Over 400 career games, most of them being in the top flight of English football. 36 games for Crystal Palace last season at the age of 30 or 29, I think he's 30 now. So although he mightn't be as technically gifted as Bernard, although he mightn't be as easy on the eye at times as Bernard is, he's a lot more sort of suited to the Premier League than what Bernard is. He's a lot more functional for what Everton need at the moment than what Bernard was. And let's not, forget the elephant in the room here. Andros Townsend's on a lot less money than what Bernard was on as well. So again, it's a deal for me that works for all parties involved. I'm a little bit sad to see Bernard go, because I think he's a genuinely nice fella and technically a good footballer, but I'm not absolutely gutted. I think he needed to leave the football club. I think his wage was one that you would have expected a star player to be on, a player that's starting every week, contributing, scoring goals. And you look at Bernard's stats over the 3 years that he's been at Everton, and he's getting maybe 2 or 3 goals a season max, couple of assists on there as well. And granted, okay, he's not starting every game, but there was a lot of games that Bernard played in an Everton shirt where he was just completely out of it because he couldn't keep up with the physicality. But wishing him the best of luck over in the United Arab Emirates. Hopefully he absolutely smashes it over there. Like I said, he has joined Sharjah FC on a 2-year deal. I believe the deal is worth around €1 to €2 million, so not an awful lot of money whatsoever. Philip says there, did we get a fee? We did, but it was very, very nominal, I'm led to believe. Not a lot of money whatsoever. But I think more importantly, we've been able to sort of move Bernard on, get him a deal that suits him and suits the football club. And also, again, let's not forget the elephant in the room here, move on that £120,000-130,000 a week wage, because it's massively important with Everton's financial constraints and Everton's FFP situation at the moment, that if you've got players that are earning that much money, on your wage bill and they're not warranting it. So i.e. they're not a James Rodriguez who's, getting, okay, he might only play 25 games in a season, but he's involved in a lot of goals and a lot of assists, and a lot of, goal creation during those games. It's not a Calvert-Lewin who's scoring 20 goals. It's not a Richarlison. You've got a player there on £130,000 a week who's sort of just sitting on the bench and for the most part watching games like the rest of us are. So it's fantastic that we've been able to get that wage off the bill and we can now reinvest that into the rest of the squad. I would assume that that wage that Bernard is was on, that obviously we've now recouped, will cover the majority of the wages for, Damari Gray and Josh Townsend and Asmir Begovic as well. So, a good deal for all parties, like I said. Good deal for Bernard and good deal for Everton Football Club as well. And we do wish Bernard all of the best of luck in the future. I just want to read out his Instagram post to Evertonians before we move on. Like I said, Everton still haven't officially announced that Bernard's left the football club. I'm not too sure why. I'm not too sure what they're doing. Well, I know what they're doing. They're over in Florida training. But I'm not too sure why they haven't announced it, whether they don't believe it's completely done or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, he was wearing the FC Sharjah kit yesterday. He was pictured with the kit. He's put a goodbye message out to Evertonians. So if it's not a done deal, then I'm not too sure what's going on here. But Bernard did put on Instagram yesterday, he has said that, first of all, I would like to thank the fans and all of the players who were with me and always supported me at all times. Since I arrived, I was always well received and treated as if I was really a member of the family. Unfortunately, you who support me and not those who appear here to spread the word of hate don't know half of what happens behind the scenes. I wanted to be more clear, but unfortunately today was capitalised and don't know half was capitalised, but unfortunately today I can't. The message I leave today is of gratitude and you will always be special. Everton is giant, again in capitals, has an incredible history and has the structure and capability to return to be and to conquer everything that it has been and conquered. I'm satisfied about how much I dedicated myself and did my best to be the best of me in all training and games, and I ask God to continue blessing all of the friends I left at the club and hoping that Everton returns to the glories that it deserves with a blue heart. So really heartfelt message there by Bernard. You can see he's clearly, he's not holding any grudges. He's wishing Everton the best of luck. He's even saying that, he prays to God that Everton can return to those glory days because that's what they deserve, which is a really nice, heartwarming, heartfelt message. And even when I read that last night, I thought, as much as I'm not really that fussed about Bernard leaving as a player because I think it needed to happen, it's a little bit sad that you lose a lad who's very clearly an unbelievable human being, and a player that dedicated himself and wanted to work as hard as he can, and it just didn't work out for him. Not too sure who he's talking about or what he's talking about when he says you don't know half of what goes on behind the scenes and I can't talk about it today. Look, again, who knows, maybe Bernard will come out in 4 or 5 years time, 10 years time when he's retired and write a book or something like a lot of players do, and there'll be a chapter in that book about Everton and maybe we'll learn a little bit more about what he actually means in that part of the statement. But I don't really know what it means, to be honest with you. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I don't know what he can and can't say. I don't know. But what I do know is the rest of the message is quite a heartwarming message, and obviously we do wish the very, very best to Bernard in his future. So yeah, that's the sort of biggest story of the last 24, 48 hours or so. Bernard has left Everton Football Club to join Sharjah FC in the United Arab Emirates. Yeah, like I said, good deal for all parties involved. Before we go on to talking about the Florida Cup, let's get into some of the live comments before we do that. If you're enjoying, by the way, please hit the like button. Only takes a second. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. As promised, I have got an ice cold bottle of water here with me. It is absolutely sweltering. My computer reckons it's 25 degrees. I reckon it's about 153 degrees in this room. I'm absolutely sweating me bottom off, to be polite. So get your comments in the live comments if you're watching live. If you're watching the YouTube video, get them in the comment section down below. Semi says, Cam top man, let's chat some footy. Is right, mate. Wormy says, Semi, what's happening, Wormy? Chris says, afternoon, mate, I had my first vaccine today. My arm is so dead. Is right, mate. I'm sure it will be for the next couple of days. Daniel says, who do you think, we will sign now, Cam? I really don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. I think that, look, there's been a lot of rumours over the last 24 hours or so about players leaving the football club. Obviously, we know Bernard's left, just spoken about that. There's been heavy rumours stating that Everton are trying to push for Fabian Delph to leave the football club. Even some rumours concerning Andre Gomez and the potential that he might leave. There has been another rumours to state that Everton are interested in Harry Winks from Tottenham for £25 million, which blows my mind. But yeah, I still think Everton are in this situation where we're still looking to offload some of these fringe players, deadwood players, if you like, that are deemed not good enough before we can really go out and spend some considerable money on incoming transfers. I'd love Denzel Dumfries, I'd love Leon Bailey, but you'd have to ask yourself, realistically, with the financial situation Everton are in, are both of those players realistic? Maybe one of those players, potentially, maybe a Denzel Dumfries, maybe a Leon Bailey, but are both of those players realistic? And then you have to start thinking, right, okay, what's the priority? If you can only strengthen in one position this summer, what is that? What's that priority position? Is it right back? Is it right wing? Is it left wing? Is it central midfielder? I would probably go as far as to say it's right back. I think Everton have done some really clever business so far in the transfer window, bringing in Andros Townsend on a free, bringing in Damari Gray for, £1.5-2 million, something like that, very nominal fee. And I think the reason Everton have done that business is because they know that it might get to a situation, certainly if we don't sell the likes of maybe a Moise Keane, who we were all thinking we were going to sell at the start of the window. If we don't sell a Moise Keane, it might get to a situation where Everton can only put in £25-30 million on one player. And therefore, I think bringing in Andros Townsend on a free, bringing in Damari Gray for, £1.5 million is sort of, again, although we mightn't want those players to be first teamers, we might want them to only be backup or only be squad players. I've seen a lot of people who weren't happy with the fact that Damari Gray was given the number 11 shirt yesterday. Not too sure why that means anything, but if Damari Gray is good enough to start games of football for Everton, then he's good enough to wear the number 11 shirt. And maybe Everton are looking at the situation going, okay, well, we've got Andros Townsend there, we've got Damari Gray there. Even if ideally we don't want them to be our starting wingers, we've got them there. We've not got anybody at right back to sort of fill that space. John Joe Kenny obviously is back at the football club. He is over in Florida with the team now, but again, whether his future lies at Everton Football Club is to be seen. I would be inclined to say it doesn't, because I don't think he's good enough, but there you go. Sean says Dumfries and Bailey, two players are a must. Whammy says, Cam lad, how's it going? Hope you have a fan. Your computer's gonna... I've got a fan, but it's up there, mate. It's not on, to be honest with you. The reason I haven't got it on is because if I did have it on, I think it just distort the sound, basically. But my computer is very loud at the moment, so don't be surprised if it flies off. Philip says, might need the jumper here. It's getting a bit chilly. Phil, you must have aircon or something in yours, mate, because I'm absolutely sweltering, mate. I'm nearly sticking to this chair. If you're enjoying, by the way, hit the like button. It only takes a second. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Daniel says, hoping for Bailey and Dumfries. Yeah, I think we all are, mate. I think we all are. But we'll wait and see on that one. Semi says, hi Wormy, hi mate, how you doing? Chris says, my local town Carlisle have signed Manish Mampala on a permanent after a successful trial period with the club. He's been class on trial. There you go. Best of luck to Manish in the future. Wim says he's gone to Sharjah Binks FC. Danboy says, Cam, hopefully the club can raise funds for a right back, but I think any signings beyond that depend on Moise Keane going or not. If Keane stays, he will play on the right. If he goes, I think we'll sign a right winger. Not too good at either way. Yeah, I think, look, listen, it's not a secret that I think Everton, I think a lot of Evertonians and a lot of seniors at the club were sort of, I want to say hoping, but maybe sort of assuming that Moise Keane would be leaving the club this summer, and therefore we'd be recouping £25-30 million that could then be reinvested back into the pot of money to be able to spend on incoming transfers. It now, at this current moment, on the 23rd of July, 26 minutes past 4, looks like Moise Keane won't be leaving. Now that could change at any point. I still have this gut feeling that Moise Keane will leave before the end of the window, but at this current moment that isn't the case, and therefore Everton obviously haven't got that pot of money that they maybe thought they were going to have at the start of the window. So I'd actually agree. I think, maybe Everton are looking at and sort of thinking, well, right, okay, if we can only strengthen and bring in a first team player in one position, which position do we need to strengthen in the most? And maybe that's why you're seeing and Andros Townsend and Damari Gray coming in on the wings. Basic Trigonometry says, give the stream a thumbs up. People, thank you very much, my mate. If you could give the stream a thumbs up, it'd be absolutely boss. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Basic Trigonometry also says, Cam, I saw a 30-foot shark on YouTube. It must have been 500 foot. Yeah, there you go. Big up to yourself. Basically, we all know those 20-foot sharks that are 425 foot. Shout out to Ned, by the way. He's definitely not watching, but shout out to Ned. Chris says, you need to get rid of Bernard. Yeah, we did. Effectively, for FFP, we did. Semi says, goodbye to Bernard, sky high wages. Hernandez says, are any of you travelling to Florida for the tournament? I'm not, unfortunately. I'm incredibly jealous of anybody that is. I would love to be over in Florida. There's nothing more I'd like than to be over in Florida now watching Everton. But unfortunately, COVID and restrictions and all of this and all that, we can't be there. So, but some people in the live comments might be naturally based in the US and might be going over there. So Hernandez has asked, is anyone going to Florida? Let him know in the comments. Same, he says, personally always liked the lad and was sympathetic to his mental health issues, but didn't come good often enough. Yeah, no, absolutely. He seemed like a really, really nice fella and dead open as well. I've got no issue with Bernard whatsoever. Sean says, keep James Rodriguez and give Moiskin a chance at least. Defo, no more loans. We need money. Yeah, well, yeah, I agree. No more loans out. If we can bring in a couple of players on loan, that'd be boss. But don't be letting anybody go out on loan. I really want James Rodriguez to stay, to be honest with you. When I seen the rumours a couple of days ago about Everton, you know, of potentially will listen to offers for James Rodriguez, I was a bit upset about that, to be honest with you, because I really, really want James to stay. And Steven says, I like Bernard. When him and Demon on the left, they were excellent. Yeah, they were really good partnership. And to be fair, Marco Silva probably should have stayed with that partnership on the left hand side, but he didn't. And Marco Silva probably should have done a lot of stuff that he didn't do, which ultimately ended in him getting the sack. So yeah, anyway, on to the next topic of the live stream. Everton are currently over in Florida for the Florida Cup. First game is against Millonarios FC on Sunday night. Now, obviously, the Florida Cup has changed quite a bit since last week. Inter Milan and Arsenal, who were both originally due to compete in the tournament, have both pulled out. Arsenal have pulled out due to ongoing COVID cases in their camp, and I believe Inter Milan have pulled out due to fears regarding COVID and you know, travelling fears and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, you know, a competition that was due to host the Italian champions and Arsenal, who, okay, aren't very good, but are still a massive club, and Everton, of course, and Millonarios, two of those teams, being Arsenal and Inter Milan, have pulled out of the tournament. Everton are still well in the tournament, of course. Everton are currently in Florida now. They were training yesterday. They were training on Wednesday as well. Arrived on Wednesday, I believe. Trained after they arrived and then trained yesterday. I'm sure you've seen the videos on Everton's YouTube channel. There's one of the players training. Tom Davis saying it's dead hot. I think Anthony Gordon was moaning about the heat as well. There's a video of Ben Godfrey and Mason Holgate sitting down and having a little bit of a Q&A session. You know, just having a bit of a laugh. And again, Mason complaining about how hot it is. I think it was 32 degrees yesterday whilst the players were training. I think Ben Godfrey said it was 10 to 9 in the morning and it was something like 30 degrees and it only got hotter. Well, I'll give you a little bit of news, Ben. It's about 420 degrees here as well, mate. So you might be in Florida and it's dead hot, but it's dead hot here as well. Obviously, James Rodriguez pictured in training, burying goals, you know, lashing the ball into the top left-hand corner like it's no man's business. You know, obviously, you've got the likes of Andros Townsend, Damari Gray, Asmir Begovic have all travelled to Florida as well. You know, again, Asmir Begovic, Andros Townsend confirmed earlier on in the week, and obviously Damari Gray confirmed yesterday. All three of those travelled on the Everton plane on Wednesday morning and landed in Florida on Wednesday afternoon. They were all pictured and videoed in training yesterday as well, which is fantastic. Andros Townsend even buried one from the top left hand corner, which was amazing as well. There's been a video I think put out today from Everton of Tom Davis, James Rodriguez and João Virginia playing basketball. So it seems like a really good sort of vibe. It seems like a good camp. You know, obviously the players are working hard. Very, very difficult conditions to play football in. Trust me, playing football in this heat is not great whatsoever. And the first game being on Sunday against Millonarios FC. Ben Godfrey, I think, was asked about it in a Q&A, and he said it'll be a good test, good opportunity for for the players to test themselves and be in sort of a more competitive environment, if you like, than the previous two fixtures, which took place at USM Finch Farm. And also, something different from the previous two fixtures, it's a chance for us as fans to be able to actually watch the game. A lot of sort of uproar that the fact that we couldn't watch the game against Blackburn and we couldn't watch the game against Accrington Stanley. Well, we now can watch the Florida Cup. I think Everton released a statement or a tweet earlier on today saying if you're a season ticket holder, you can get on and watch it for free. Then if you're a club member as well, you can watch it for free. Again, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And I think anyone else that wants to watch it can maybe buy a pass on evertonfc.com and watch the game. But the biggest bit of news regarding the Florida Cup is Everton have confirmed, and the Florida Cup have confirmed, that Everton will face Mexican side Pumas in their second game of the Florida Cup, and that game will take place on Wednesday, the 28th of July, with a kickoff being at 11 p.m. BST, British Standard Time, and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So I think that's over in Florida. So 6 p.m. over in Florida and 11 p.m. In the UK. So Pumas, who are a Mexican side, very successful Mexican side as well, have taken one of the places that were left open by Inter Milan and obviously Arsenal, and there has been another team who have taken the other place, but I've just absolutely I've just forgotten the name. So let me get the official statements up now, and I will let you know of that. So yeah, FC Pumas, of course. Pumas UNAM is their full title. They've taken one of the places, and Atlético Nacional have taken the other as well, which is absolutely fantastic to see. So they are a Colombian side, the largest and most popular team in Colombia according to their official Twitter account. So Atlético Nacional and Pumas UNAM have taken the places of Arsenal and Inter Milan for the Florida Cup. Everton will face Pumas on Wednesday, the 28th of July, with a kickoff at 11 p.m. BST and 6 p.m. Eastern Time as well. Everton did confirm yesterday. Bear with me 2 seconds. Let me get it up. Let me get the tweets up so I don't get it wrong. They've released another video today of Everton, or a blog of training. So if you haven't checked that out, go and check it out. They've said that Sunday's Florida Cup game against Millonarios FC is getting closer. Here's how you can watch it. 2021/2022 season ticket members and hospitality members will also get access to pre-season games. So those links are on Everton's official Twitter account. They have said that official members will be able to watch live coverage as Everton take part in the 2021 Florida Cup. Blues will obviously face 15-time Colombian champions Millonarios on Sunday the 25th of July, kickoff 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 11 p.m. BT. Lucas says Colombia's two biggest teams, actually, there you go. Millonarios, 15-time Colombian champion, so also absolutely massive. There are 5 membership categories: adult, international, teenager, which is 12 to 17 year olds, junior, which is 4 to 11 year olds, and infant, which is 0 to 3 year olds. And each official Everton member will receive their own tailored welcome pack. Each pack contains age-specific gifts, allowing Evertonians everywhere to show their colours with pride. You can go to evertonfc.com and you can learn a little bit more about that. So in regards to memberships, an adult's one is £35. That includes live pre-season match streams where rights allow, 2021/2022 priority ticket access, 2022/2023 season ticket waiting list, exclusive membership pack, 20% off Goodison Park stadium tours and 10% off retail at evertondirect.com. International is £35. You get a very similar package there. Exclusive membership pack as well. Teen is £20. You get the exclusive membership pack. You get the 2021/2022 priority ticket access, the 2022/2023 season ticket waiting list, birthday cards for teen, junior and infant members. There you go. 20% off stadium tours and 10% off retail. Junior is £20 and infant is £10. So that's for the Everton memberships. If you're a season ticket holder, I don't believe you need to get a membership. I believe you can watch the Florida Cup for free. I do think it is being televised on certain channels. I don't know which channels, but if you don't want to buy a membership and you're not a season ticket holder, you will probably find the game somewhere. I don't know where, but you'll probably find it somewhere. But yeah, if you're a season ticket holder, you can watch it for free via evertonfc.com. If you're a member, you can watch it there as well. If you're not a member and you want to be a member, go over to evertonfc.com and there's various different options there that you can choose from. But yeah, exciting times. We actually get to watch Everton in action for once without having to sort of go on Twitter every 10 minutes and see if something's happened. We can actually watch the game. We can hopefully see the likes of James Rodriguez, Moise Kean, Jean-Philippe Gbamin, Andros Townsend, Damari Gray, Asmir Begovic, Luka Dean, who's travelled with the team over to Florida as well, which is absolutely brilliant news. He has been pictured in training over the last couple of days or so, which is fantastic, obviously, after picking up that injury in the Euros. So that's really, really good news as well. So, again, looking forward to watching the games, looking forward to seeing Everton in action, and yeah, can't wait to watch. So there you go. If you're enjoying, by the way, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Semi says, Cam, who's the better footballer, you or Ned? I'll be humble and say Ned, but Ned will know the right answer to that one. But yeah, there you go. That is the biggest news regarding the Florida Cup. Everton will take on Pumas in their second game of the Florida Cup on Wednesday, the 28th of July. Kickoff is at 11 p.m. British Standard Time and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So yeah. Again, Pumas are one of the sides, a Mexican side, a very successful Mexican side, I believe. They're taking the place of either Arsenal or Inter Milan. And like you said, bear with me 2 seconds so I don't get it wrong, Atletico Nacional are taking the place of the other. So really, really important that as well, because there was a lot of doubt regarding the Florida Cup over the last couple of days, obviously with Inter Milan and Arsenal dropping out very recently and obviously very close to the start date of the tournament. There was a lot of doubt as to whether or not the tournament would go ahead and how would it go ahead and in which format would it go ahead. So, you know, credit to everybody who's involved in organising the tournament for getting that sorted and getting those teams in on short notice to compete, to make sure that we can still have a tournament, because by the time Arsenal and Inter Milan had pulled out, Everton were already in the air on the way to Florida. So it'd been a little bit disappointing if the tournament had been cancelled, as Everton had taken a 9-hour flight journey that would have ultimately been pointless. So great that the tournament can still continue, and looking forward to seeing Everton in action in that as well. A couple of transfer rumours, bits and bobs. Going to Feed Your Cheese Football, Everton are one of 3 teams that are interested in signing Real Madrid winger Rodrigo. Not too sure on Rodrigo, to be honest with you. I think he'd end up probably costing us quite a considerable amount of money that Everton probably don't have to spend. There's no doubting that he's a good player, he's got ability, but I just can't see this one being, coming to fruition whatsoever. Everton confirmed yesterday that the club have appointed Jamie Harley as our head of sports science. That news was leaked about a week or so ago. He will be joining up with Rafa Benitez for the second time after working with him at Newcastle as well. Very successful at Newcastle, I believe, the pair of them as a partnership. So that's great news. Fabrizio Romano said yesterday that Harry Winks to Everton is a possibility. It's true, which. Again, considering the amount that Tottenham are rumoured to be wanting for Harry Winks is absolutely bonkers. Apparently they're wanting within the range of £25 million, which I just don't understand whatsoever. Look, I think Harry Winks is a decent player, but at £25 million, we really, really don't need to be looking at bringing in Harry Winks. He plays in a position that we could do with strengthening in my opinion, but there's other positions on the pitch that we could do with spending that money in other than central midfield, and I just can't see Everton spending that much on Harry Winks. I really, really can't. But Fabrizio Romano seems to think it's a possibility, so we'll wait and see. Damari Gray had his first Everton interview yesterday. It was released yesterday, obviously after signing on a permanent deal. He has said that I'm delighted to be at such a big club and happy to get going. He also has said. He said on his Instagram that I'm delighted to have completed my move to Everton, such a historic and traditional club. I've always looked forward to playing at Goodison Park over the years, and now I get to call it my home. I promise to give my all on the pitch, and I'm excited about the new season ahead. There is a great mix of experience and youth at the club, and I can't wait to be a part of that and hopefully help bring some success to the club and the fans. See you guys soon. TG11, Damari Gray 11, number 11. Again, no issue with that. Don't see why anybody has got an issue with that, but there you go. He also said yesterday in his official interview with Everton, let me just get it up now so I don't miss any of the quotes. He said, for me, the targets that I've set myself and what the club's ambitions are collectively, everything felt right for me to join Everton. I want to push on and be a pivotal player in this squad and help the team score goals and assist goals. I'm a speedy, tricky winger. I enjoy running with the ball, roaming around the pitch. I like to play anywhere along the front three, and I feel I can be dangerous in all areas. With my ability I know I have, and the belief I have in myself, I think I can add to this team. I feel like I'm at a stage in my career now where I can put everything together. There are areas of my game where I still want to improve and become better at. I'm excited to kick on. So again, Brilliant news there about Demarai Gray. Just to confirm, the Demarai Gray deal, by the way, he has signed a 3-year contract until the end of 2024 with an option for a 4th year from Bayer Leverkusen for an undisclosed fee, according to Everton, but we believe it's within the region of around £1.5 million. And yeah, nothing really much happening other than that. Richarlison scored a first half hat-trick yesterday for Brazil in their opening Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games game against Germany. They won 4-2. They also missed a penalty in that game. Richarlison didn't miss the penalty, but he scored a 30-minute hat-trick in that game and was substituted in the second half. So brilliant for Richie to not only get on the score sheet but do it in such an emphatic fashion. I think he becomes the only Premier League player to score a hat-trick at the Olympic Games, which is amazing, and obviously amazing for his confidence and amazing for him and Brazil to win that game. I think they won 4-2 in the end. And finally, before we finish up, Everton season ticket holders will be able to resell tickets for games they cannot attend during the 2021-2022 season when the club launches its own ticket resale platform next month. Revenue generated by the platform will be donated to Everton in the community to enable the club's official charity to extend and enhance its life-changing and life-saving work across Merseyside and beyond. I'm made up with that, to be honest with you. I'm absolutely made up with that. Obviously, there's been a lot of sites over the years that have openly sort of taken tickets and resold them at ridiculous prices, and a ticket that would cost you £30 retail, it ends up costing you £200 and ridiculous stuff like this. So I'm made up that Everton have launched their own sort of system for doing things that season ticket holders can put into, and the profits made end up going to Everton in the community. I think it's an absolutely brilliant idea, and I'm made up that Everton have done it. So there you go. Anyway, look, let's get into the live comments before we finish up. If you're enjoying, please do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, only takes a second. Johnny says, thanks to Pumas and Atletico Nacional for stepping up. Gracias. Absolutely, Johnny, mate, spot on. Absolutely spot on. Big thanks to both of those teams for stepping up to enable this competition to go ahead. Liam says, how many players do you reckon we will get, lad, like first team squad? I reckon overall, we've already signed 3, so I'm going to say 5 overall. Graham says, don't know about Harry Winks. Ward-Prowse would be my preference. Yeah, I'm not completely convinced about Harry Winks either, to be honest with you, mate. Aaron says, be pointless getting another winger/wide player. We got Townsend and Gray. Need more of an attacking midfielder and right back, in my opinion. That's fair enough. Dennis says, what do you think of John Joe Cam? I just don't think he's good enough. Certainly not from what I've seen recently. I don't think he's good enough to be Everton's number 1 right back. That might have changed. He might have had a really good loan at Celtic and have come back a much better player, and we might see him in action on Sunday against Millonarios, and he might be absolutely brilliant, but at the moment I just don't think he's good enough. Semi says, if James does leave, we've lost a massive amount of creativity from the side. Hope he stays another season, hopefully, mate. Lucas says, Nacional, the most successful in terms of titles, but the other 2 have bigger histories in South America. Millonarios is massive here. He also says, Atletico Nacional and Millonarios and America de Cali are basically on par as to who is the biggest in Colombia. There you go, he's right, mate, he's right. So 2 massive sides involved in the front of the cup now with Millonarios and Atletico Nacional. And also, let's not forget, Pumas are a massive side in Mexico, absolutely gigantic side. So 4 of the biggest teams in the world, really. Peter says, the games are probably on his goals. Yeah, you'd probably find them there somewhere. Luke says, I don't understand how people are snubbing their nose at Matthias from West Brom. I actually really like Matthias Pereira. There was a rumour going around today that West Brom basically are just wanting to get rid of him and will get rid of him at any cost. I think it's even seen something that said they would accept a loan deal with a fee, which is a bit mad. If that's the case, then I'd go and lash 10 million at them and say, yeah, we'll have him. But I do think when push comes to shove, they'll probably want a lot of money for him. There you go. Lucas says Colombia's 2 biggest teams, actually. Semi says Lava 5 is boss. I listen to it at work and people think I'm mad since I burst out landing laughing. Lava 5 is boss. It is boss. He says, I reckon Ned is like a carrot top sedan. He is. He's good. Semi says needs to light a fire under them. Stephen says hopefully Rafa gets the team a lot more fit than they have been the last few years. Yeah, well, it seems like that's the case, doesn't it? By the training videos and the videos that we're seeing, it seems like the players are all absolutely goosed, which is good to see. Hopefully they're not goosed on Sunday when they play. Remy says, everyone but Big Dun because he is too hard and America was scared. Ronaldo says, James is now recovered, now you wanted him to leave. What about the International of Everton? I didn't want him to leave. I never wanted him to leave. Chris says, seeing James and saying in his recent statement, genuinely think he's going to stay. I hope so, mate. I do hope so. Remy says we could use Rodriguez, seeing as we might have an issue with the cam position. Yeah, look, again, James is a number 10, he's a cam, so if Rafa plays in that with that formation, then I will assume we will see James in that formation as well. Carl says, Cam, I'm very concerned Barkley is coming. There was a rumour yesterday regarding Everton potentially being interested in a return for Ross Barkley. I can't see that happening, personally. I really can't see that happening. Carlos says, I think I'd rather have a right back than a right wing because James, Gray, Townsend, Coleman's best game was at right back. Was there a right back as a priority? Dumfries or Aarons or Selleck? There you go, fair enough. Wayne says, hey Cam, where's the Ned and Cam chat? Wham. We had one out last week. We had one out on Tuesday. A new one where we talked about the American in-betweeners. We talked about, what else did we talk about? We talked about spam. We talked about a lot of things, so it's on the Ned and Cam channel, so go over after this stream, search Ned and Cam on YouTube, and the latest one is up now. Johnny says, same with Lingard. West Ham United hesitant on paying what United want, so they are trying to force their hand by Lincoln us. Yeah, I can't see Lingard coming to Everton. Basic Team Non says, who is Jeff Bezos? That was funny, that, wasn't it? That was How does Mason Holgate not know who Jeff Bezos is? I mean, come on, mate. Peter says, keep Moise Keane, getting a decent right back and go for top 6. Ronaldo says, James on loan, please, who's replacing him? I don't want James to leave at all. Basic Trigonometry says, give the stream a thumbs up if you could hit that thumbs up button, it would mean a great deal to me. Sean says, Townsend and Begovic squad players, very pleased with Gray, is right, me too. William says, is it a new channel? It's a new channel, Ned and Cam. If you Google, if you search on YouTube in all capitals Ned and Cam, you'll find the first 2 episodes of Ned and Cam chat and wham. After this stream, of course, don't leave this stream, but go and subscribe to that channel as well, by the way. Cheers. Carl says, I'm 100% convinced Barkley is coming on loan, but I'd go for Lingard. He suits Rafa's psychology. I don't think Barkley's coming on loan personally, but there you go. Philip says, AC, it's the way to go. Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. Jaden says, it would be gutted if James leaves. Every club needs at least one star player. Right wing for me, also says, fair enough. William says, right back and a centre back and a centre mid, not wings. Pereira alone to buy, maybe. I would say Keane playing on the right. Yeah, fair enough. Ronaldo says, sounds like a great deal, but if James leaves, who's coming? Townsend, please. I really don't want James to leave, and I've got a feeling James won't leave either. William says, we have Gabaman, year of JP, half Kante, half De Bruyne, half Bazuma, and a quarter Ghana Gay. There you go. And Wayne says, oh yeah, Tig, I seen that video on YouTube. It was like 1,000-foot shark. They're big, them sharks. Glenn says, thumbs up, number 36 is right, Glenn. Thank you very much, my mate. Anyway, look, we're going to finish it up there then. If you've enjoyed this one, please do hit that like button. It does only take a second. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We will be back probably tomorrow. I think I'm going to do a preview to the Millonarios game. It'll probably just be a little 5, 10, 15 minute chat, something like that, talking about the game, who we might see play, how it's a challenge, etc. And then obviously Sunday night, late Sunday night, maybe even early Monday morning, we'll have the instant match reaction and the player ratings to the Millonarios game. So if you're watching it and you're willing to stay up a little bit longer and listen to my thoughts on the game after it, then please do so. And by the way as well, in order to make sure you don't miss any of that, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Only takes a second. If you hit the little bell notification at the side of it as well, it keeps you up to date with every time we upload. You'll get a notification on your phone or your tablet or your computer saying the Mighty Blues is live or the Mighty Blues is uploaded. So if you click that, you'll be involved straight away. So yeah, we will be back hopefully tomorrow with a Millonarios preview, and then Sunday night, probably early Sunday morning. Well, it will definitely be early Sunday morning, won't it? Because the game's at 11 o'clock. We'll have the instant match reaction and the player ratings to the Millonarios game. So quite an exciting weekend, quite a filled weekend as well, with content. So please hit that subscribe button if you're new. Leave a like. In terms of live streams, we'll be back on Monday with another live stream. Monday morning, not early Monday morning, more so probably about 11, 12 o'clock. So yeah, big thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Cal says, James looks happier this year than last year. Johnny says, think Romano's comments on Winks are blown out of proportion. It looks like he's answering the question, linking Everton to Winks, and he's like, sure, why not? Slim pickings indeed, yeah. Cal says, I bought the Everton shirt with Alan on the back. He is going to be even better this year. He's incredible. Let's hope so, mate. Semi says, thanks, Cam. Well in. Cheers, Semi. Really appreciate it. Liam says, sorry, Cam, I was late today. I'll see you tomorrow. No worries, my mate. Thank you very much. Cal says, I think we're doing something with Bailey as he's in Florida with Jamaica and Marcel is there. Is he? I didn't know that. There you go. Get over there. Get it done straight away. Led says we want at least 18 mins. Peter says, I'll sanction James' move only after I've seen him live. Johnny says, Cal, Blundell again. This is Chelsea pushing Barkley out. Yeah, I can't see us buying Chelsea. I can't see us buying Barkley. Semi says, take care, fellow Blues. See you next time. Cheers, mate. Wimmy says, see you guys. See you, mate. Everton Blues says, hiya, Cam. Hiya, mate. Sorry, we've got to finish up. Jaden says, see you, Cam. See you, mate. Teddy says, won't be able to watch the games. They suddenly announced membership renewal, and that's how the game is watched just before payday. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be other means, but yeah, that's the only official mean. Everton Blues says, Richarlison is staying at Everton. And Cal says, see you, mate. Have a good night. Nice one. Thank you all very much. Big thanks for watching. If you watched the YouTube video, get your thoughts down below. Big thanks to everybody for watching live and getting involved in the live comments. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, all of that good stuff. Enjoy your Friday night, enjoy your weekend, and up the toffees for Sunday. Come on, let's go and get a win. Big thanks for watching. See you soon.